All right. It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bree Hive. For those of you who do not know me, I am Boss Attorney Bree, and here on this channel, we cover trademark lawsuits, copyright lawsuits, celebrity lawsuits, and really whatever the heck we feel like covering. And today is one of those days where we are covering whatever the heck we feel like covering, but at the same time, it may be leaning a little bit more towards celebrity lawsuit. Even though Bryan Kohberger is not a celebrity, it is a pretty, I would say, famous case that a lot of people are keeping up with. Today, we are going to be doing a catch up type of a live stream about the Bryan Kohberger murder case. Ooh, all the way right in the beginning of the video, right? Um, we're going to be doing a kind of catch up on that because we haven't talked about it in a couple of months. Mind you, I have been missing for a couple of months, but that's okay. We're going to catch up. We're going to go all the way from the arraignment up until what has been happening more recently in the case. If you guys have been keeping up with the case, go ahead and comment in the chat section what you think about the case so far. Do you guys think he's guilty? Do you think he's innocent until proven guilty? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. And if you are watching on the replay, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. I am super happy to have everyone here today live. And of course, Bree did not check her audio today before I started the live stream, but it looks like it's coming out pretty good. Let me know if you guys are having any issues with, my voice and me running my mouth. Okay, let's go ahead and see who is here live. We have Mary Malarkey. Hello, welcome back to the live stream. Saying hi, chat, checking in from Chicago. Nice to see you here. Also, letting us know that she's listening to Andrea B. weighing in live right now, but we'll be here when Bree arrives. Well, come on back. We're here. We're live. The updates in the Bryan Kohberger case are baffling. What is happening? Now, I don't know if I've gotten every single update because a lot has been happening, but we do have some of the pretty good things, the good things that we're going to chat about. Maybe not good things, because remember, this case is about 4 murders, not just one. His attorneys are out of control, saying he didn't do it. If the glove don't fit, he must have quit, is what his but we got to come up with one for the DNA. But he's saying, the attorney is saying he didn't do it. So I don't know why his phone was pinging in the area so much, but his attorney says he didn't do it. Tiny D says, hey, Mary, let me check Andrea out. Yes, check her out. Summer Butterfly, member of the channel. Welcome back, San. Good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome back to the live stream. Tanya saying hi to Summer Butterfly. Deacon Fado, another member of the channel. Forgot to say member of the channel for Tanya D. Welcome early. It's class over for you. Saying hi, all. It's too hot. Luckily, I did not go outside that much today, so I don't know about it being too hot. The Summer Butterfly saying hi to Tanya. All right, we got Nissa Howard. Welcome back to the live stream. Nice to see you here. Hello. Cheryl C saying hi, everyone. Hello, welcome back to the live stream. Sarah says, hello, beautiful. Hello, welcome into the live stream. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the chat. We are just doing our greetings, saying hello to everyone. Let me know how your week is going so far, even though it's only Tuesday and it feels like it's already Thursday, but it's only Tuesday. And we are here live. We're back on a roll. Consistency. Cheryl Reed, hello, welcome back to the live stream. Saying hi, Bree, mods, and chat. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you as well. We are happy to have you here, back here in the live stream. Mimsy saying, hi, Bree, GTSY. I don't know what that means, but hello. Cheryl C says, I can only stay a few minutes tonight, but I wanted to pop in and say hello. Well, thank you for popping in and saying hello. And guys, if you have not already, please do hit the like button. It does help the stream out quite a bit. And as you know, I've been missing in action, so we need all the help that we can get. And we're happy just to have you guys here live, commenting with us, letting us know your thoughts. You know, when you go on the other streams, you can't get your thoughts read too much. So here we're going to talk about it. Let everyone vocalize what you think is going on in this case. Tanya D says, be back shortly. Go ahead and hit that like button on your way in. Yes, of course. Thank you, Tanya D. Mary Malarkey says, hi, Bree, still in the guilty camp. Okay, we're still thinking that he's guilty. We may have to do a poll after we go over everything from today. Cheryl Reed says, oh, definitely innocent until proven guilty. I have so many questions. I am right there with you. It's a lot of craziness. A lot of craziness going on, and he pled not guilty. So we got to give him innocent until proven guilty. But there are quite a lot of facts against him. Let me know what you think about that. Deacon Fatal says, I haven't kept up with it at all because I have been watching a Barbie drama. A Barbie drama. Never heard of that. Also, Sweetie No says innocent until proven guilty. That is the American justice system. American justice system for us. Happy to have you here, oh sweetie no. Hello, Swanky says, what up, Bree Hive? Hope everyone is well. Hello, welcome back into the live stream. Nice to see you. Another member and moderator of the channel. Nice to see you here. As Sparky2 says, innocent until proven guilty. Okay, we got a lot of American justice system supporters. But that's good. Deacon Pedro says, I did my homework a bit earlier. Okay, so you got some time to hang out, chill. Helps to have this late night stream, right? A Sparky2 says USA all the way, or USA way. Yes, innocent until proven guilty. Deacon Fatal says, I don't know anything about this case. Really? I feel like it's all over the place. Like you have to, well, you don't have to, but I feel like you will see something about it even if you don't want to. I mean, I guess if you're not on social media, maybe not. Deacon Fatal says, wait, it's Tuesday? It is Tuesday. For sure, Tuesday. Good to see you. Thank you. Good or great to see you. I probably won't remember that until like a couple of times, so don't shoot the messenger if I mess it up. Tiny D says, gotta do work on my laptop. I'll be mostly listening tonight. That is okay. We are happy to have you here watching live. Deacon Fatal says, I'm old and had to look it up too. Oh, yeah, we all have these computers, yet we don't want to look stuff up. But yeah, that makes sense. But great to see you. Mim Z says none of his DNA was found near the victims, so that's throwing me off. Oop, you're getting right into the articles that we're talking about. No DNA found at the scene, but did he get cut? Those are questions that need answers. No. Can you turn the light back on? Sorry, someone's trying to create a different studio vibe in here. That's too bright. You messing up my stream, dude. Okay. Here we go. Let's try again. As Sparky2 says, are they really facts? I don't know. Are they really facts? You're right with that. We have to have the fact finder find whether they are facts, right? I'm afraid that if in a perfect world, Bryan, well, maybe not a perfect world, because of course the victims would like justice for their their families would like justice for the victims. But in Bryan Kohberger's perfect world, and he's found not guilty, these facts don't go against him. I don't know. How are we going to find the people? How are we going to get there? How are we going to get there? Don't know. But we'll see. No worries. Mimsy saying thanks to Deacon, thanks to Mims. Everybody saying thank you to each other. Cheryl Reed says no one's seen except for the knife sheath. Yes, Alpha was working in the background, flashing me with this light that wasn't balancing quite well. So can't just be making stuff up in the middle of my live stream, but that's okay. It's the effort, it's the thought that counts, right? Yes. So let's see. Only the knife sheath. Was he set up? Was he cut? Did there need to be DNA at the scene? Questions that need answers. You would expect if you're stabbing somebody that many times, then yes, you would. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that put him there. Maybe someone set him up. Maybe it was his friend. Maybe, who knows? Let's go. Let's get into it. Deacon Fatal says, is this a Mind Palace case? Don't know what you mean by that. Mary Malaki says, oh, he so loves you. Hi, Mercy. Yes. Put it up the lights. Maybe when I'm not streaming, but he did just open it. So I guess it's the thought that counts. Thought that counts, right? All right. Let's get into the first article. Now, let me tell y'all, I'm way behind. I missed the arraignment. I thought it was in June. I was on my honeymoon, like, oh, I'm not gonna miss the Bryan Kohberger arraignment. And then I missed it because it was in May and not June. So there I go. Catch up, Boss Attorney Bree. Catch up. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the first article about the arraignment. Actually, I'm not even on the right. Oh my gosh, did I not even get the right freaking article up today? Well, let's go back. Let me figure my life out real quick before we. Oh, this is it. Oh, did I close one on accident? I wanted that one. I wanted that one. And I wanted that one. Okay. Oh, no, I did close something. Shoot. God darn it, Brianna. Let me see where it went. What's what happens when you have all these god darn windows open? So let me try to find that because we got the gag order 2. What does Emily D. Baker says? We are professionals. Because Bree closed all the relevant tabs. Or not all of them, but some of them. Okay, there we go. We got it back. And now we are ready for the attack. Well, not the attack, but you know what I mean. All right, let's not still don't got it together. Okay, this is from the arraignment entering the guilty plea from CNN saying an Idaho judge entered not guilty pleas on behalf of Bryan Kohberger. The man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students last fall during an arraignment in, I forgot how to say it, y'all. Lata. I'm going to go with Lata, and I'll let the chat correct me if I'm wrong. Court on Monday. Judge John Judge. His last name is Judge. That's interesting. Read aloud Kohberger's judge. That gotta be weird to say in court. I guess you could just say, Your Honor. Judge, can you please look at exhibit? Okay, let's go. Read aloud Kohberger's rights in each of the murder and burglary charges outlined in the indictment. When asked if he understood the charges, Kohberger replied, yes. And remember, we're looking at murder because the people were killed. And then we're looking at burglary because he broke into the house, or whoever did it broke into the house with the intention of committing a felony, i.e. murder. So you don't have to go in there to steal something. Just go in with the intent to commit a felony. Let's see here. When asked for his plea, to the counts, Kohberger remained silent. His attorney rose and said, Your Honor, we are standing silent. And the judge then entered not guilty pleas for him. So he invoked his right to plead the fifth. Interesting way for the judge to say it. I'm not the judge, the attorney to say it, but what do I know? I'm not a criminal attorney, so I don't know what the heck they say in those courtrooms. But he said, Your Honor, we are standing silent. Not my client is standing silent. Like, you're involving yourself at this point, but that's cool. That's cool. We're not gonna hate on you for that. Kohberger 28, was indicted last week on 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary for November 13 killings of Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Zaina Knodel, and Ethan Chapin at a home just outside the university's main campus in Moscow, Idaho. The trials was set for October 2, and it is expected to last about 6 weeks. I'm going to miss that too, y'all. Like, maybe not miss it. Maybe can do like late night streams, but I'll be working. So I can't stream during the day. And expected to, well, I think they stream afterwards, right? For Kohberger's case, I don't think they're letting anything come out like as time goes. I think they're releasing things later on. I got the hiccups. Let's hope I can make it through this case. Prosecutors have 60 days from Monday to announce in writing whether they plan to seek the death penalty in the case. We're going to get into that a little more later. Wearing an orange prison outfit, Kohberger smiled and nodded at his attorney upon entering court, but otherwise stared straight ahead during the arraignment. Family members of Goncalves also attended the hearing and remained focused on Kohberger as he was arraigned, according to Jordan Smith, a reporter for CNN affiliate, who had a vantage point of the family in court. Okay, y'all, so if I know some of y'all are saying the no DNA at the scene is throwing you off, but was the suspect cut? Like, I understand it's very easy to get cut when you're wielding a knife, right? But do we have evidence that he got cut? Why was all the garbage at his house? Why did he have the IDs? Who set him up if someone set him up? There's too many things linking to him at this point. A lot of things. He's trying to shoot his shot in the DMs. What do you think? I don't know. Let's go. I'm not even on that article yet, so I don't know why I'm jumping ahead, but let's go ahead and get into the case. October 2nd. That's going to be quick. That's coming up pretty quick here. Wearing an orange prison outfit. I already read that part. Where are we? The hearing offered a few details on a grisly case that remains shrouded in mystery. It has a lot of questions. Authorities say Kohberger, a graduate student in the Department of Criminology at the nearby Washington State University, broke into the student's home and repeatedly stabbed the victim before fleeing the scene. And why was his car there? I don't know if I'm with y'all. Let's get to the next article because y'all know I'm blind reacting. Let's go. I'm just being reminded of all the alleged facts against him. Police have not released a potential motive in the case, and due to a wide-ranging gag order, few details have trickled out so far. The killings and lengthy investigation rattled the community in Moscow, a city of 25,000 people that hadn't recorded a murder since 2015. After weeks with little information, the heightened anxieties, Kohberger was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania in late December and was identified as the alleged killer. He has been in police custody since and is being held without bail. Also on Monday, the court scheduled 2 hearings for June 9 to address motions filed by the attorney representing the families of Goncalves and Media Coalition regarding concerns over the wide-ranging gag order, which we're going to look at in a minute. We're not going to go through how they zeroed in on him. So that is the end of that article. I'm going to jump into the chat and see what you guys are talking about. If you haven't already, guys, please do hit the like button. It looks like we are building our viewers back up. You know, we were making some progress before my hiatus, but we're going to build them back up. If you have not already, please do hit the like button. It definitely helps us out in the algorithm, and we are happy to have you here live. And if you're watching on the replay, we are also happy to have you in the comment section down below. All right, let me go ahead and jump in the chat. Sparky2 says, or A Sparky2, I don't know if I'm saying that right, I'm sorry. Was he really there? Bryan Kohberger? Unless someone set him up. Who has his car, his phone? I don't know. That's a lot. Like, who is he letting? Like, is he going to get on the stand and say, my roommate often drives my car? Did he even have a roommate? What? It's too much. It's too much. Deacon Fatal says, like, is he trying to make himself innocent in his mind? It sounds like the media and his attorney is trying to make him innocent, honestly. Deacon Fatal says, well, you are glowing, so that is a trade. Well, thank you very much. It was a good vacation, y'all. It was good. I still haven't posted the videos. I need to do that. I'm sorry. Sparky says, congratulations, Bree. Thank you very much. Cheryl Reed says, take your time, Bree. It's okay. I know I get too excited. Carla Barrick says, I think with his informed background, he used the element of surprise at 4 a.m. to his advantage to minimize DNA transfers. Plus, he had weeks to clean and dispose of evidence. I'm not all the way with you on the dispose of evidence side of things because he took the trash with, he allegedly took the trash with him to his parents' house. Not the best idea. But as far as minimizing the DNA, I am with you right there, because he could have potentially, I mean, if he attacked most of the people in their sleep, there wouldn't be much fighting back. So it'll be harder to get a cut. And they arrested him like what, a month and a half later. So would the cuts have killed? I mean, not killed, healed. Would the cuts have healed in that time frame would be the question. Deacon Fatal says, wait, what? As far as I don't know where we are. Carla Barrick says, Leta. I think I said that one. Deacon Fatal says, that's the Lord for a name. Yeah, judge. Oh, this guy. Yes. Okay, you say you didn't know the case, but you do know the case. Boo, I'm a ghost. Love that name. Says, hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome into the live stream. Deacon Fatal says, didn't they have DNA for this case too? I don't know. I don't think so. Not for him. I think they had DNA of a lot of other people, but a lot of other people also were at the house at a party allegedly a couple days before. So I don't think they have found any of his DNA at the crime scene, which we'll get into in a little bit. Deacon Fatal says, these are great questions. Yes. And that sounds horrible. Yes. A Sparky 2 says, I know. Haven't heard the true evidence. We gotta get it into court, right? Cheryl Reed says, like I said earlier, I have so many questions. I am right there with you, because they're throwing some, what is it? The monkey and the wrench and the monkey. What's that saying? They're throwing it, and I don't know. I'm not convinced that he is not the prime suspect. Let me say that. Maybe is he guilty? We can't say yet, but I feel like he should be the prime suspect still. But again, we haven't gotten into the other things we're getting into later on today. Deacon Fatal says, and the smirk part is disturbing to me. I feel like he's always smirking. Jay Stoddard says, hello, Bree and Hive. Just popping in before I go to bed. Well, hello. We are happy that you popped in to say hello with us. Hope you have a wonderful night of sleep. A Sparky 2 says, was it in his car? I think the IDs were in a box. No. Yeah, the IDs were in his car in a glove that was in a box, if I remember correctly, I think. Okay. Deacon Fatal says to me, okay, question, could he have been studying his profession to get better at this? Yes. So he was a criminology major, and he specifically wrote in a paper somewhere that he wanted to help the police force get better at investigating crimes that have technology involved in it. And in his particular case, he allegedly turned off his phone between the hours that he could have been going towards the house. And then his phone cut back on after. So that in itself is using one of his tactics that he wanted to learn how to, or wanted the police force to learn how to get better at. A lot of people speculate that he did, or he allegedly, if he did it because he wanted to see if he could commit the perfect crime. Did you have to kill 4 people to do the perfect crime? Probably not. You could have stole a cheeseburger from somewhere, but if this is his perfect crime, I feel like he could have did something a little less, permanent if he wanted to commit the perfect crime. If it's him, right? Fearless SF Cappuccino, love the name, says, I'm glad to have caught you live. I'm glad that you are here live. Happy to have you here. Deacon Fedor is welcoming you. And Sparky gave me a $4.99 super sticker. I think it's a super sticker. It's not showing me anything. I think I might have missed it because it was a while ago, but thank you so much for the super sticker. I definitely appreciate the support. And happy to have you here with all the good comments. Or is it just pure love? It might be just pure love. It's a super chat, not a super sticker. Okay, that's why I don't see anything. But thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Definitely appreciate it and appreciate the support here on this channel. Keep coming with the comments. We love it. Deacon Fatal says to me, has he been psychologically analyzed yet? I don't think so. Not for the purposes of the case, but again, y'all, I have not been keeping up with every inch of this case. Mary Malarkey says, I forgot to mention there's an article about Bryan Kohberger stealing his sister's phone. Huh. Haven't heard of that one. I got to do more research into this one, y'all. I just caught the things that are coming up the most right now. I mean, I saw that someone did the little iPhone liking of the stream. So thank you for whoever did that. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm happy to have seen it today. Sparky says his attorney is making him look innocent, which is what the attorney is supposed to do, right? That is what they're supposed to do. So they're doing their job. They are doing their job. But wait, did the lady step down? I'm all over the place, y'all. But that's what they're supposed to do. Is he paying an attorney now, or is it public defender? Welcoming Becky Pacheco. I'm gonna say it wrong. Pacheco. Saying or giving a waving pink hand. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Mary Malarkey says, I forgot to mention there's an article about Bryan Kohberger stealing his sister's phone back in 2014. I'm like, stealing it? He can hide things in a phone. I was impressed with that one. And his dad actually called the police to file a report. I haven't seen that one yet. Sparky says, I've been watching Bree since Johnny Depp. She was so quiet back then. Well, I don't recognize your name, so you must have been watching, lurking in the backgrounds, but I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to have your comments coming in and let you change your screen name. But yes, we're definitely happy to have you here and following for over a year. Thank you. Deacon Fatal says monkey in the wrench, and I still don't get that one. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. That's why when I said it, I was like, is this right? Deacon Fatal says, so the glove department in the car. No, so it wasn't in the glove compartment. It was in like an actual physical glove that you put on your hand. Don't know why I did all of that demonstration, but a glove that you put on your hand inside a box inside of the car, like a shoebox or something of that nature. J. Michael RN, hello, welcome back to the live stream. Nice to see you. Deacon Fatal said, and hi to Michael. Let's see. Cheryl Reed says, didn't he actually apply for a job with the police? Yes. I don't know. I'm still leaning towards him being the prime suspect. Deacon Fatal says, I would. Okay, now I have means. Let's see. Deacon Fatal says he has the means to pay for the attorney. I don't know, y'all. You know I'm behind. A. Sparky says the perfect crime is snatching a cookie out of the cabinet without mama noticing. Exactly. Something a little more less permanent burger. You can make that again easier. Leave no fingerprints behind. Cookie in the cabinet. Leave no fingerprints behind. So I'm hoping it wasn't one of those types of, I don't know if you would call it a manifesto, but hopefully it wasn't that. Cheryl C says, have a great night, everyone. Unfortunately, I have to get going. Well, we are happy to have you stopped by. I was about to say something really bad. Not bad, but a bad sentence altogether. Sweetie No says, no, she's still on it, but she brought another lawyer onto the case. Okay. That makes sense. For the lady attorney. Deacon Fatal says to Cheryl Reed, so they probably saw something they couldn't ignore. Don't know. J. Michael RN says he still has a public defender, and yes, he had applied to be an LEO. Don't know what the LEO stands for, but I'm assuming it's something in the police department. And yes, I thought he had a public defender. And she's the only one that can handle death penalty cases in that county or state. So she's going to have to stay on because now we'll get into it, but they're seeking the death penalty as well. Wondering about motive. I am wondering about motive too. Like, it couldn't be that they rejected you. Like, there has to be another reason. He allegedly slid in the DM. And if someone set him up, for those of you that don't believe it because of the DNA, if someone set him up, someone must really, really hate him to have stolen his car, stolen his phone, left his little knife sheath at the scene, put the IDs in his car, slid in those girls' DMs months and years prior, had him visiting the restaurant consistently. It's a lot of things going against him, in my opinion. Going to a restaurant doesn't necessarily mean you're guilty, but hey, those two girls just happen to be the ones. I don't know. J. Michael R.N. says law enforcement officer. Makes sense. Thank you. What cops call themselves. Right. Kate Lewis says mental illness. Could be motive, right? Sherry said the newest lawyer is a DNA expert from Maryland. He's top shelf. And that's why he said his DNA is not there. Go figure. And in addition to them saying his DNA was not there, wasn't the scene like crazy bloody? How would you even find any of his blood in there with all the blood from the victims? I don't know. Not a DNA expert. Deacon Fatal says, bet. Sparky 2 says he got 3 attorneys. He did study the BTK murder. BTK. Not popping up. Y'all be using acronyms, and my brain is not that fast, okay? Mary Malarkey says, I have to share because of your cookie comment. My grown sons recently told me they always knew where I hid the cookies. Well, that is good. I love sweets, so I probably would know that too. MZ says, popping in for a while to say hi. Great, you're back. Been happily lurking, listening intently now. And again, person turquoise waving. Oh, that's what the the emoji is. But yes, happy to have you here live again. That's okay to lurk. We like anyone that is in the live stream as long as we're having fun, right? All right, guys, if you haven't already, please do hit the like button. It definitely helps out the stream. And I also see that J. Michael RN has been a member for 9 months. StreamYard doesn't let me pull it up, but I definitely appreciate all of the support. Even when I go on my hiatuses, definitely appreciate all the support. And all the commentary that you give. We always appreciate it. Great insight, especially when I don't know my acronyms. We are happy to have you here. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the next thing. What do we want to talk about? We want to talk about the death penalty. We want to talk about the DNA. We might save the DNA one. Or we want to talk about the gag order. I'm going to go with the gag order. Let's talk about the gag order. So basically, if you guys have been watching this case since the beginning, you know that the judge put a gag order for the media and police departments, the police and investigators not to release information about the case. And so that has been in place, but the families, I believe, asked for that to be lifted. And there was a decision regarding that. And oh my gosh, thank you so much, Sparky2. With a $19.99 super sticker, I definitely appreciate the support. That is so generous of you, and I definitely appreciate it. You guys can see it in the chat. It's a little person with a little heart, and it's like popping out love. So thank you so much. I definitely appreciate all the support, all the love that you guys show the channel. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into the gag order. We can look at it a little bit. The non-dissemination order, we may not read the whole thing, it's a lot, but let me go ahead and go to the article. Okay, that one's done. We already did that. Let's see here. Gag order. Judge. We're gonna talk about Judge a little bit more. Again, thank you. Definitely appreciate it. It's still lighting up in my background, so I had to pull it up again. Thank you again for that so much. Let's see here. There's Judge, y'all. You want to know who Judge is? There he is. Judge John Judge. That's a JJJ. Triple J is what we should call him. Second District Judge John Judge denied several media outlets' requests to dismiss the broad gag order. Okay, so it was the media attached to the criminal trial against Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of killing University Idaho students in last November. I'm so sorry that's how their life ended. But Judge did revise the document, first issued in January by Magistrate Judge Megan Marshall. They like double initials, right? which she also amended later that month. Judge acknowledged that the non-dissemination order was overbroad and vague in places. The most significant revision to the order that is now in place is investigators and law enforcement personnel are no longer identified as being barred from speaking to the media about the November quadruple homicide in Moscow. It maintained, however, any agents of the prosecuting attorneys and defense attorneys were still bound by the restrictions. So you just need a law enforcement officer to go be nosy, get information, and then come tell it to us. The 4 students were found. We already know that. But see, as currently drafted, the amended non-dissemination order, arguably overbroad and vague in some areas, judge wrote in a 29-page order. Absolutely too long, in my opinion, but who knows? I didn't read it, so it may be perfect, of the perfect length. Denying the request from media organizations, including the Idaho Statesman, challenging the gag order. However, it does serve legitimate purpose, and restricting the speech of attorneys participating in the case is reasonable. In a Monday email to Statesman, Captain Anthony Dollinger, what is up with the names? Anthony Dollinger? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not what do you call it, cultured to all these names. Moscow police spokesperson said the revised gag order still restricts the department from speaking about the case. That stance, he said, comes from the legal interpretation of Leta County Prosecutor Bill Thompson, who is prosecuting the case against Kohberger, and also filed motions opposing the narrowing or removing of its gag order. They don't want to be able to talk about it. I have been advised by our prosecuting attorneys that we as law enforcement are still bound by the non-dissemination order as we are agents of the prosecution. Therefore, I am not able to make any comment at this time. They don't want any information getting out, but somehow it keeps getting out. Somehow. In the order, judge addressed the legal principles that allow the court to prohibit involved attorneys from making statements to the press outside of the courtroom as long as it's clear what attorneys aren't able to discuss and that they are provided notice of such prohibited speech. In the revised dissemination order, judge outlined several particular instances in which attorneys may speak to the media, including information that's of public record, so it was already said in court, to request assistance from the public in order to obtain additional information, like saying, we found an earring, do you know who this belongs to? Or evidence of it, or any statement that a reasonable lawyer would need to make to protect the client from the substantial undue presidential effect of recent publicity. Like he didn't do it because his DNA was not at the scene. Okay. He also clarified what can't be discussed, including the identity of witnesses, expected testimony of the victims or witnesses, and any comment on possible plea discussions or defendant statements. More than 24 media outlets last month resubmitted a lawsuit asking judge to strike down the gag order, arguing that it suppressed the media's First Amendment right. The lawsuit was initially filed with the Idaho Supreme Court, but it was rejected after the justices said it didn't meet the extraordinary circumstances that needed to skip the district court level, according to Statesman's reporting. In a separate filing, judge denied a request made by Shannon Gray, an attorney representing Goncalves family, to allow attorneys for the victim's family to speak to the media. While the speech of the victim's family is not and will not be restrained by the court order, this case is indisputably high profile, and the law requires the case to be tried in the court of law and not in the press or public. Judge said that the order upholding restraints on attorney. Okay, so they upheld it on the attorneys. I honestly think all of these celebrity lawsuits gaining such popularity, probably on YouTube, probably because of the legal law tube lawyers, whatever you want to call us, is why this gag order is being considered to be super important in this case, because it is a lot. It has a lot of media coverage, and it has the ability to probably go beyond what the judge or what anyone giving out the information might think, further than what they may think it would go. And so I blame law too. Oh, just kidding. I do, but not really. Because I Do you think the courts pay that much attention to legal YouTube? I don't know. I may be stretching it. Okay, let me go ahead and jump in the chat. I know I'm behind, but let me try to get back to where we were at. Okay. He went to the University of Washington State University. This is where Bryan Kohberger went. J. Michael Aryan says non-dissemination order, not gag order. Yes, of course. Saying cute to our little emoji, our super chat, our super sticker. Super cute. Sparky2 says newlyweds need help. Well, thank you. Don't tell Alpha. Don't tell him. I'm going to pocket that one. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. Judge gets really upset calling it a gag and doesn't affect the media, just who can talk to them. Yes. So it would affect the people that are actually involved in the case. I did misspeak a little bit earlier. Deacon Fatal says, I can't stand that name. What, Judge? Is that the one you can't stand? Yeah, so it doesn't restrict the media. It's supposed to restrict the attorneys, but it sounds like the prosecutor is still telling other law enforcement agents that are law enforcement officers and probably lower level detectives or whatever it may be that they still cannot talk about the case. Is that proper? Who knows? Okay, let me stop. This Howard says, I like Judge. I think it's cute. I think it's cute. Matt Bond says Triple J is a radio station in Australia. Huh? Did not know that. Oh, Sweet No says, I feel like Judge should be a Marvel character. It does sound like a Marvel character. J. Michael Aryan says, hey, Matt, I see you over with Emily D. Baker. Nice to see you here. Yes, welcome over. If I'm not mistaken, that's the same Matt Bond that we had before, but changed their picture. Boo Amago says, becoming a judge when your last name is Judge is such a power move. Imagine he changed his last name to Judge. Or maybe being a judge runs in his family. Who knows? Deacon Beto says, because they are messy. As far as who's messy? Deacon Beto says, I really hope that don't cause a mistrial. What, Judge? Ozzy Blake Craig says he is guilty of AF. And the defense, this is an opinion comment, okay? He is guilty AF, and the defense want his knife chief to use the partial DNA sample to hire an expert, a liar for hire. That was cute. So they can make up that he was not a partial match to him. Wait a minute. Didn't we find DNA already that led us to Bryan Kohberger to begin with? Was there blood on? If there was blood on the knife chief, I think that's what you're saying. So they're gonna say it was another male relative of Bryan Kohberger's father? Good stretch. I don't know if you want to put your cousin or your brother in jail, but I don't even know if he has those options. Matt Bond saying good day. Yes, Spiffy legal mumbo jumbo talking friend. Okay. Dingan Fatal says, that being said, none of us are on the jury. Right, exactly. We're not. We're just YouTube people that like to gossip about cases. I don't know. Cheryl Reed says defense has to find anything that leads to reasonable doubt, and maybe also to sway the public opinion. Give us something to talk about, one, or to sway it a little bit so that the jury pool is a little more mixed. Like, hey, no, they have some contradicting evidence here, which any good case should, right? It shouldn't be clear. I mean, some cases are pretty clear cut, but it shouldn't be too clear cut. Like, oh, you're for sure guilty. Why are you even going to trial? Like, we have you on camera stabbing the person, you know. Well, I guess you can argue self-defense, but that's a whole nother thing. Okay, Ozzy Bloke Craig says, Bree, is it possible that Alex Murdaugh plans to get away with the financial crimes? Then, if that is successful, he plans to say the murder convictions were based on his false confessions of these. I have not been keeping up with Alex Murdaugh, but it doesn't sound like a far stretch. I know that case is going forward, the financial crimes case. But I don't know if he could. a lot of evidence came in on the financial crimes regarding motive. So I guess there's an argument there, but at the same time, the jury doesn't necessarily give reasoning as to why they're finding him guilty. They found him guilty of murder, not of the financial crimes. So I don't know. I don't know, to tell you the truth. It doesn't sound like a stretch. It may be a goal, but is it gonna win? I don't know. Sparky says, how do you stab 4 people, get in your car, and no DNA? Maybe possible, but prove it. Yeah, that is true. I don't know. I really don't know about the DNA thing, or his DNA being there. Did he actually get cut? Why would his DNA be there? Did the victims get close enough to him? I mean, I guess he's stabbing them, so they would be close. But did they grab him? Did they scratch him? Is there any DNA under their nails? What? It's a lot. I watch a lot of true crime, so I can figure some things need to come to light. Did you guys scrape their fingernails? Did they scratch anybody? Let us know something, but they can't tell us anything. Ozzy Blood Craig says crime, so he wants new trial or for a verdict to be overturned. As far as what do you call Alex Murdaugh go, I wouldn't be surprised. Deacon Fatal says deep is when it. Let me see. Deep is when it started, then Russ, and I have forgotten the last name. The Baldwin, Alex Murdaugh. I mix them all up. Alec Baldwin. Yes. yes. Deanna B says, love your content, Breathe. Thank you. Welcome to the live stream. I really appreciate that. Sparky says, judge in Wisconsin watches social media. Free Zachariah Anderson. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I feel like there's some pretty smart lawyers on YouTube, so I would watch me. I would. I watched Emily D. Baker before I started, so I see why other professionals would watch it too. Matt Bond says, I think it's more the LogTube wannabes and media who put out bad info as facts when they are ridiculous. I'm not necessarily saying that LogTube or the lawyers on YouTube are bad. I'm saying like that information spreads really fast. And so I'm saying it from a place where we're here giving our honest opinions, telling the truth, but it's spreading faster into more people than would normally get it, because most of the people that would normally get it before really legal YouTube blew up, they are not watching the news like me. I wasn't watching the news. I was not watching lawsuits play out. And then there's people that watch me and watch Emily D. Baker that may have never really watched these kind of cases. And now all of a sudden it's spreading a little bit to more ears. Not saying that we're spreading false information or that any of the lawyers are spreading false information. More of saying that we can reach more people than normal media generally reaches, if that makes sense. I hope I explained that right. Matt Bond says, one in the same Matt Bond music producer. Okay, yeah, I thought so, but you changed your picture. Welcome back. Ace Barker says, guilty without a trial. I mean, some people just admit to being guilty, but I'm saying going to trial when it's like nothing that would support you in winning. MZ says, right, Bree, I thought they found BK blood on the knife sheath originally. Yes, that's what I thought too, but I haven't looked at the facts or the allegations in a while. Deacon Federal says, well, it's not working for me right now as far as persuading me. It's not working for me. We're going to get into the DNA one. We're going to get into it. Deanna B says, nothing has yet been brought to the court as the trial has not started. We can't say guilty or not yet. Of course. No, we cannot, but we can gossip about it. We can gossip about it. I've switched the innocent to guilty to saying I still think he's the prime suspect. Is that fair? I would say that he is the prime suspect. Mimz says, will be interesting to see the evidence when the trial starts. Yes, it will. Stizzit said he has federal charges now. Not sure he'll get off on those. And apparently facing the death penalty, which we'll get into in just a moment. Deacon Fatal says, okay, I was an officer. I would be looking for skin under the nails, and if the nails were clean. Oh, I didn't think about that. If you clean it, well, would it get rid of everything if you cleaned them out before you left? And he was in there for such a short amount of time, so how would he be able to clean it up? Ozzy says, so many trials I can't wait for. Chad Daybell, Corey Richins, Sarah Boone. Didn't the lady Lori, I didn't watch that whole thing and I completely forgot what happened. She got found guilty, right? I'm pretty sure she did. Let's see. So homeboy Chad is probably gonna get found guilty too. Ozzy says, what do you call two halves of burger together? A cope. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? And then I mindlessly gave the example like he could have stole a burger without putting the burger last name together. Yeah. Okay. I'm moving on. A Kohberger. Good one. Good one. All right. The dad jokes are coming out tonight. Oh, Sweetie Nell says lawful law. Yes. Dicky Fiddle says, my honest opinion with the info I have right now, I wouldn't hire this guy as a police officer. I wouldn't either. I don't know. As he says, hit the like button. Yes, of course. If you have not yet, please do hit the like button. It definitely helps us out in the algorithm. And we get more friends that we could chat with on Tuesday night. Who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like that? Okay. Deanna says to Ozzy, can't wait for those trials as well. Feels weird to say can't wait. Yes, yes. It says, this is why Emily B. Baker is only reporting from court docs. Exactly. Don't spread false news. There's so much rumor out there. I, for one, am waiting until trial to form thoughts on Idaho, which is what the courts want you to do. But there's just so much right. The media just have so much right to inform the public. Is it a public interest? This is a public interest. 4 students got murdered at a college in their own house. Of course, it's of public interest. So the media has the right to the information. How they get it is a little bit, they're shelling it out a little bit slower in this case, which I think is smart. And I think it's also smart not to form your opinion until the trial. But I have. Cheryl Reed, but luckily I'm not on the jury, right? Cheryl Reed says they did find his blood on the sheet. That's what I thought. Allegedly, right? Adiki Fado says, it's the smirk that's messing with me. You know, it's just a gut feeling. He doesn't. Okay. We can't base his guilt or potential guilt on the way he looks. But if they find him guilty, if he is guilty, I just wouldn't be surprised, to tell you the truth. But I don't know. I can be convinced of a lot of things too. Okay. All right. As Sparky says, I giggle the weather. It says it's gonna rain. Umbrella all day, no rain. Think about it. Deacon Fado says, I can agree with that. He is the prime suspect. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Let's see. Deanna says, so agree. Sad too many offline struggles with discussing and go to guilty. Yeah. And some people don't even know the facts. Like everybody talk about the submarine, the submersible. And you don't even know the facts, but we're just listening to people on TikTok and don't fact check and all of the things, right? Matt Bond says, I don't think they are worried about lawyers putting out court records, which the jury will hear anyways. You guys don't use source statements and claim it as fact. Yes, of course. I definitely agree with you. So I don't know. I think I read a comment that made me feel like they thought we were saying it's spreading false information. I don't think we're spreading false information. I'm just saying we can reach people a lot faster. Maybe not a lot faster, but we reach more people than general or traditional media may have normally reached, if that makes sense. More people are interested in watching our lovely faces than CNN. Oh my gosh, I gotta get off the internet. Hella Slinky says, friendly reminder, finesse the algorithm, help the stream, hit the like button. Yes, of course. Thank you for that reminder, Hella Slinky. If you have not already, please do hit the like button. Help us. Can we make it to our goal today? We're at 52 likes. We may be able to make it to the goal of 100 likes per stream. That was our goal before I went on hiatus. So hopefully we can start doing that again. Deacon Fiddle says, yeah, I'm writing papers about that this week. Well, good luck on that. Let's see where we at. Ozzy says Corey Richens is hiding a smirk under her expression. You can really see it if you look closely. She loves what she did and loving the attention and paying calls to others. Oh man, another case. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Mary Malarkey saying, FYI, I don't recall finding blood on the sheath, only DNA. You're right. You're right. I probably interchanged the words. I don't think it was blood either. I think it was his DNA that tied them to his daddy's house and then found him at his daddy's house. Ozzy says, in my opinion, they need to bring back death by burning at the stake just for Chad Dorman. That sounds painful. I don't know about that. Innocent until proven guilty. Yes, 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 of course. But we will call you the prime suspect over here on the Bree Hive. Okay, let's go ahead. I thought about reading the gag order. Are y'all interested in that? It's like 3 pages long. I don't know if I'm interested in reading that. I want to get into the juicy. The death penalty, the DNA stuff that we keep alluding to. Okay? Let's see. Do we want to read this? I think we got the highlights from the article. If you guys want it, I got it, okay? And I need to save this for my files for when the trial comes up in October. Apparently, I did not know it was coming that fast, but that's what the article says. Let's see. Let's check it out. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for the Idaho murder suspect, Bryan Kohberger. Do you think they are, if he is the one that is guilty, do you think that is right along the lines of what they should be doing? Do you think they should have just been seeking life? What do you guys think about that? I'm going to put up a poll here. Is the death penalty appropriate? I mean, we're talking about 4 murders within 15, 25 minutes. Is the death penalty appropriate in BK's case? And for BK, we're talking about Bryan Kohberger, not Burger King. Yes. We'll just leave it yes, no, I don't know, or let's say neutral. No, I'm not going to give you guys a neutral today. We're going to just do, how do I remove the option? Okay. All right. Oh, no neutral today because I don't want you guys copping out, okay? So is the death penalty appropriate in BK's case? Go ahead and ask no, go away. Okay, close it. Okay, there we go. It is there on the poll. If you... Is there on the poll? That sounds bad. The poll is in the chat if you're watching live. If you're watching on the replay, go ahead and comment down below. Let's go ahead and see what this article is talking about. The prosecutors in Idaho announced on Monday afternoon they will seek the death penalty for Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the murder of the 4 University Idaho students last November, in a case that has drawn widespread national attention, of course. Bryan Kohberger is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary related to the killings of the 4 university students. Prosecutors are arguing the death penalty is appropriate for several reasons because multiple murders were committed at once. That's one of the biggest reasons. The murders were especially heinous, atrocious, and cruel, and manifested exceptional depravity. Kohberger exhibited utter disregard for human life. The murders were committed with an attempt to commit another crime like robbery or burglary, and Kohberger is a continued threat to society. At his arraignment in May, Kohberger stood silent, meaning he pled the 5th, and then a guilty plea was entered on his behalf. Kohberger maintains he has no connection to the 4 students who were murdered at an off-campus home in November. Who set him up then? If he has no connection, who set him up from the alleged facts that were in the probable cause affidavit? Who was sliding in the DM? Who created a fake profile of Bryan Kohberger? Who? If these things are real, right? So They're seeking a death penalty against him. Big thing, 4 murders, 1 time. He showed depravity, no regard for human life for the person that did it. And in this case, we are looking at our prime suspect, Bryan Kohberger. Let's see. I'm going to go back up into the comments. Hello, Street Rat Andrew. Nice to see you in the live stream. And Mim Z says, it's fun to speculate nonetheless. Yes, of course. We're not on the jury, so we can speculate on a random Tuesday night. Since it said, agreed, LawTube is way better. Talking heads on mainstream media not giving thoughtful commentary is so frustrating after discovering y'all. Yes, and you also get to put your comments and, chat with us all. I think it's fun. Better than, I still don't watch the news. I still don't watch the news, but I report on the legal news. A Sparky2 says it was a party house. Allegedly, they had a party a couple days before this happened. Deacon Fatal says no death by the stake. Shari says no. Highlights. Let's see. Deacon Fatal says it's not unheard of. Referring to what? I be losing track of what I'm talking about. What are you referring to there? Mainstream media doesn't encourage critical thinking either. That is true. Can't have, I guess you can have differing opinions, but most news stations or art companies, they have their bias, even though they're not supposed to. Ozzy says death penalty needs to happen way more often. It acts as a deterrent. America has gotten very soft on criminals over the last few decades, and as a result, more people are willing to kill and mass murder. See, the thing about that is it's a little hard to go. Like, I understand death penalties on clear-cut cases like your call when I was talking about earlier for like if you're guilty without a trial. For instance, the people that go and shoot up the school and they're on camera with the guns and they're walking out of the building with the guns and you see them on camera shooting with the guns. Those are things that do not need to go to trial. Like, we see what you did. Like, there's no, you can plead insanity, whatever. We see what you did, right? So you're guilty. In instances like that, I think death penalty is more clear cut, where there's like physical evidence. You have the murder weapon. Maybe it's on camera. But for people that it's like, okay, it's questionable whether you did it. Hate to bring it up, but Alex Murdaugh trial, no murder weapons, all circumstantial evidence. I would be a lot more uncomfortable doing a death penalty case on that than I would on someone. I forget who was not the last, because I'm sure there's been more school shootings after that, but the transgender one that came out a couple of months, that school shooting, that one I would be more comfortable saying death penalty on, because you're clearly caught on camera with your guns out. Or did she die? I think they died. Never mind. I think that person died. Too many cases, can't remember. Sorry. That was a rant. Deacon Fatal says that I'm not sure if he can be rehabilitated. I don't think he can be. If our prime suspect did it, I don't think he can be rehabilitated. Ozzy says public safety and accountability must come first. Until that happens, the system is very flawed. I agree with that. A Sparky2 says, I think that the prosecution is doing that for public opinion. For the death penalty, I would agree, probably. I'm sure a lot of people want that. I feel like this is a case where you have to do it. 4 murders, 1 night, 25 minutes or less. Like, you have to pull that out of your pocket. Deacon Fatal says this is a hard question. Yeah, and that's why they put that attorney on the case, probably. His Street Rat Andrew says pole dancing. Yeah, get on the pole. Make sure you guys hit the pole. Oh my gosh. Deacon Fatal says, okay, this is FL as in Florida. No, they're in Idaho. I don't know what you mean by FL. Listening today. Yes, love it. Street Rat Andrew says, I said no because there is doubt. There's doubt. Okay. Doubt. Okay, yeah, for his particular case. Yes. I see where you're going there. MZ says there is an element of doubt. Okay. We're going to get into the results of the poll. We got quite a few votes here. We have 23 votes, but 43 people watching. So if you guys can, or if you want to vote and you haven't voted already, go ahead and do so. We're going to read the results in just a moment here. Kate Lewis says, I think he's guilty. Let him live in solitary confinement with no contact with inmates or others. A lot of people say that's worse, like than knowing that you're gonna die. So a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, it's been said that death row is actually one of the more, for lack of a better word, fun places to be because they kind of get what they want. I don't know how accurate that is, but I can see that being a thing because they basically know they're gonna die. They're gonna appeal for 20 years, so they're gonna be in jail, but they're not. They're in the section with a lot of people that are also facing death row. I heard solitary confinement is a lot worse because like human contact, and I'm like, is it really that bad? Because I don't talk to people a lot. Well, then I get on the internet and I talk to y'all. So I don't know. I don't know how it would feel to be in solitary confinement. It's probably not that bad for like the first month or two, but then after you're there for like years, I can see why it would be, inhumane or not inhumane because whatever they did was inhumane. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm pro death penalty or not. And that's what's good about having channels like this. We're not like, or for me at least, I'm not like hard into certain things. Ozzy says, see, too many soft people, over half say no to the death penalty. If your family is slaughtered, you will change your mind. That is true. That may change your mind if you're the one in the position, right? Matt says, do you think going for the death penalty is setting the bar higher than they can handle? They must have pretty solid evidence. The jury will have a higher expectation for proof for it. In this case, they haven't found the knife yet. Am I mistaken? Did they find a knife? I don't think they found the knife. They just found the sheath, right? And so they don't have a murder weapon. So are they setting that's a good question, Matt Bond. Are they setting the bar too high? Are we going to find the murder weapon? There's a lot of circumstantial evidence like the Alex Murdaugh case, and they found him guilty, but he got life sentences. So doesn't necessarily mean they have to give him the death penalty. They can still vote that he get life. So I don't think it's setting the bar too high. But I think the public would prefer for that to be the punishment if found guilty. Murray says, did Bree say, yes, innocent until proven guilty, but we will call you the prime suspect on this channel? I did say that. Yes, I did say that. Put it on a shirt. Ozzy says death penalty all the way for serious crimes. I agree. For serious crimes where for me, if they are clear, because there have been so many cases where the person was not guilty and they already got killed and then they found out that they were not guilty. So that one's a hard one for me. Let's see. Sparky says, if it's proven, yes, we gotta see the evidence first. Yes, of course. Boo Amago says, I mean, I would rather a criminal stay alive and suffer their crimes in prison. DP just gives death penalty, just gives them an out, in my opinion. I partially agree with that, but some people don't even make it to the actual death day. Some people die before that. And most people appeal. They keep appealing until the point where, they're alive for 20 years when they maybe should have been in a chair like 5 years later or whatever. They make them go to jail for some time, and then some people just appeal, and then all of a sudden they die of natural causes. So that one is tough. Let me see. Don't blame me. Also appreciate Emily D. Baker's analysis. Yes, of course. Deacon Fatal says death penalty do not deter crimes. Hey, if you're gonna do something bad, you're gonna do something bad, right? Boo Amago says, last I checked, states with the death penalty actually have a higher crime rate than those without. That's why I love my chat. You guys be coming with the facts that I don't even know about because I just hop on here and blind react. So I love to get all the new information from you guys. Deacon Fatal says, if I got by the data, or if I go by the data, we have at this point since 2022. And Sparky says, gang members see it as mortars. I don't know what that means. Cheryl Reed says, I agree with you, Bree, with DP. So many innocent people are in prison for something they didn't do or something went wrong. Here, something went wrong. Okay, that makes sense. Yes. Ozzy says, yes, Bree, but don't forget they don't just put them to death right away. Yes, exactly. That kind of went on that tangent for a while, but takes like 20 years in case of appeals or anything. So it's not like they don't have time to show innocence. That is true, but particular cases that I'm thinking about, they weren't on death row for 20 years. They were on there for 5 to 10 years, and then they're murdered or not. Yeah, I guess murdered before they were able to show that they weren't guilty. And in the case that I'm thinking of is a person of color that was accused of doing something that they didn't do. Yeah. Deacon Vela says, I will agree with that. Matt Bond says, Nick Cruz, Parkland didn't get death, and I will be shocked if BK gets it. That case is already over? I do not pay attention. Sorry. Oh, I've been missing so much. Deacon Vela says, a hot mess, ma'am. Yes. Ozzy says, hit the poll like you are Germany in the 1938. Lots of people found innocent after guilty. Boo Amago says, even with the time frame you're referring to, the 20 years, I don't know. That's tough. It's tough. Okay, let's get to the poll. I'm way behind in the chat now. That one really got you guys going. Way behind. That one really got you guys going. But love the participation in the chat. Love it. We're getting more friends again. So if you haven't already, please do hit the like button. We definitely appreciate the support here. Let's go ahead and check out the poll. Check it out. Don't get on it to pay your bills. Okay. I don't know why these things come out of my mouth. I gotta do better. Okay, y'all, we're at 29 votes. Who wants to be the 30th vote? Go ahead and hit it. If you're watching live and you have not voted, go ahead and hit it so we can at least hit 30 votes. Come on, y'all. I know someone hasn't voted and they want to vote. Please do. Let me read a chat and come back to it, see if we get anything going. Matt Bond says, if I went in as jury where death penalty is on the cards, I will hold the prosecution to a higher level if they think the ultimate penalty is deserved. That is true. I think that's smart. Agreeing. Sparky says, we all gonna die. That is true. But the time frame in which you do it, you don't want to be stabbed in your bed, right? You don't want to be electrocuted, or they're not electrocuted anymore, but you don't want to be injected if you didn't do it, right? Deacon Vettel says, yeah, in my last class, we did have elder care in prisons. Yeah, some people treat it like a regular home, honestly. Hello Swankies is also true that death penalty doesn't deter crime, but perpetuates it. So many reasons against, so many good reasons for the death penalty. Yeah, I don't stand either way. I don't have a hard line on this one. All right, let's see. Murder is different. Murder is different. A lot different from mortar. I don't know. You guys are giving me words I don't know. All right, so we got some friends that voted. We're at 34 instead of 30. So thank you guys that put in your last minute votes. I put, is the death penalty appropriate in BK's case? I don't know if you guys consider just Bryan Kohberger in general, or if you just said, okay, these were for murder. So yes, it's appropriate. But I don't know. There was like a weird laughing. Is that the TV? I don't know. Can y'all hear that? It's like a crazy amount of laughing. What this is why live streaming does not go as planned. I swear it's not easy. Okay. So where are we at? The death penalty, 59% said yes, it's appropriate in this case. And 41% says no, it's not appropriate. A couple people have already commented letting me know that there's still doubt in the case, so they don't think that it's appropriate. But going after it, I don't think it's a bad idea. If they don't feel like it reaches the level for sentencing, they can still do a life sentence. They can still do 4 life sentences. But at the end of the day, if you're going to appeal all the way until Bryan Kohberger is on the 28, and assuming he doesn't have any real health issues, he could live out the death penalty and actually go to death, or if he doesn't appeal at all. But for life sentences, my boy, you're never getting out. You are never getting out. The vote changed to 57% and 43% no. Yeah. Let's see. Deacon Federal says, I will wait until he is convicted, and I am not sure. Yeah. I mean, we don't know. We're all just speculating. Internet speculators at this point, the internet jury that are not going to get a seat at the jurors table, the jurors box. Y'all, I switched my chair and it keeps getting stuck under my desk, so I got to figure out what to do with that. So I hope it's not squeaking in your ears. Okay, we got one more thing to go into regarding Bryan Kohberger. If you have not already, please do hit the like button. Definitely appreciate the support. All the comments that are coming in today, we're getting some good discussion going on. We're at 65 likes. 65 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button already, please do so. Maybe we'll get to 100 likes this live stream. Get back to our goal. Okay, let's go ahead and check out Bryan Kohberger and his nice suit, must I say. He looks pretty snazzy there. Bryan Kohberger's attorney says there is no connection between him and the Idaho students who were killed. I mean, there's some allegations that there were some connections. One of them being that you live 15 minutes away. One of them being that you frequent the restaurant that they went to. One of them being that you were DMing them on Instagram and liking their pictures and trying to slide in the DMs. There's a couple of things. Your sheath at their house, their IDs in your car. A couple of things. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I don't know if there's no connection. Whether you put that connection there or not, there's some connection, alleged connection. If someone's setting you up, sure, but there's a little bit of connection. Okay, I may have to get the court filing so that we can actually go through it, but for the purposes of time's sake and the fact that I'm a busy lady now working a 9 to 5, we're gonna go through the article and maybe we'll get the documents later. Okay. In a new court filing by the attorney for Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the stabbing of the Idaho 4, there is no connection between Mr. Kohberger and the victims. This is his alibi, basically. There is no explanation for the total lack of DNA evidence from the victims in Mr. Kohberger's apartment, office, home, or vehicle. Oh, okay. I thought they were saying there was no DNA from him at the scene, but we're right. There was already DNA on the sheath. So there's some at the home, but the question is, why is it not in the car, the office, the home, the vehicle? I don't know. Maybe you put plastic down? Maybe you took off your clothes before you went back home? I mean, there's a lot of reasons why there would not be DNA in those locations, but I digress. I'm just putting him as the prime suspect. I need to get it together. Kohberger faces 4 counts of first-degree murder for the murders. A not guilty plea was entered on his behalf. The mysterious killings left the community on edge for a month before Kohberger was arrested. There's a strict gag order. In the new filings, the defense notes by December 17, 2022, lab analysts were aware of 2 additional mail with DNA within the house where the deceased were located. Yes, we already know that. We already know that, though. What kind of DNA? Is it blood? Is it that he was hooking up with these people? Did he brush his teeth there, or did they brush their teeth there? Okay. I was a little more convinced. Maybe I need to get the actual the actual document, because this is not convincing me so far. Lab analysts discovered DNA for another unknown man on a glove found outside the residence on November 20th, 2022. Okay. Blood of another male from DNA from another male. Okay. To this date, the defense is unaware of what sort of testing, if any, was conducted on these samples other than the STR DNA profiles. The following challenges the prosecution's reliance on the investigative genetic genealogy and opposes the government's attempts to keep the methods a secret. A glove outside could be anybody's, though, but I digress. The filing objection to the state's motion for protective order is in response to a recent motion by the prosecution that said Bryan Kohberger's DNA collected by a vocal swab was a statistical match to the known DNA on the knife sheath found at the scene. Kohberger defense argues they should be entitled to all the data relating to that conclusion, including the investigative genetic genealogy used in the case. I would agree with that. I think they're entitled to the testing, the results from the testing, all of the things. Prosecutors disclosed last week in their motion that FBI went to publicly held DNA sites similar to online sites like Ancestry.com or 23andMe and with unknown male DNA from the knife sheath and utilized genetic genealogy that then sent local law enforcement a tip to investigate Kohberger. But the question is, like, why would they make that up and be like, oh, yep, he the one that did it. And he never was in the house, but his car was around the corner. Somebody was driving his car. Like, why? Why? Like, this does not make sense to me. I don't know, y'all. I'm not convinced based on this. I may have to look at the actual document because this is not convincing me. You think they just went to 23andMe and was like, oh, let's find a dad. Oh, yeah, this dad might be one that we can use. Oh, look, this dad actually has a son that's at Washington. Let me finish reading. Let me shut up. Okay. But the prosecution argued that Kohberger has no right to FBI data uncovered from this method. I don't know. I'm not a criminal attorney, so I wouldn't know what rights we have to FBI information. I don't know. The FBI uploaded the SNP single nucleotide polymorphism profile to one or more public available genetic genealogy services to identify possible family members of the suspect based on shared genetic data, the prosecution said in their motion, kind of like how they found the Golden State Killer. The defense now argues in its motion, perhaps surprisingly, Mr. Kohberger does not accept that his defense does not need this information. I would probably argue it for it too. I just don't know what the basis as to why the FBI doesn't have to give it up. It's federally protected information, but it's DNA that's finding a murder suspect. I don't know. I don't think that's national security. Let's see. Unless it could show different matches, but there's a lot going against Bryan, to tell you the truth. The state apparently only wants to prevent Mr. Kohberger from seeing how the investigative genetic genealogy profile was created and how many other people the FBI chose to ignore during the investigation. Love it. That's the only reason why I can see why they wouldn't give it to them is if there's some other people that popped up, like they're saying there's 2 other people with DNA there that they didn't look into. Or maybe they did look into them and they already ruled them out. How do we know? We don't know. We only know what they tell us. Okay. The defense ended their argument claiming that prosecutors are refusing to release this information because somehow people will stop sharing their genetics if they were to realize the government is watching. We already knew the government was watching because that's literally how they caught the Golden State Killer from a second, third, fourth cousin that was slightly related, and they only had 3 males in the family and something along that lines. Don't quote me on that, but it was something along those lines. The November killings and subsequent lengthy investigation rattled Moscow City. After weeks of little information and heightened anxiety in the community, Kohberger was arrested at his parents' home. Okay, he's been in custody ever since. All right. And it says the next hearing in the case is set for Tuesday. That's today? Next Tuesday. So in July. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Maybe I need to go and download the actual document and maybe we'll look at that. Are you guys interested in this case? Would you want to deep dive on this case? Those are questions that need answers because y'all know at this point I only really have time to live react. I wish I could be full time like some other YouTubers, but I'm not. I gotta go to law work right now. But yeah, so I'm thinking maybe I need to look at the actual document because this article for sure did not convince me, saying that there was no DNA found in his car. if the, what do you call it? If the theories, the conspiracies are correct and he wanted to commit the perfect crime, I think he would be able to avoid getting any DNA from the victims in his car. I think he would be able to avoid from getting it in his apartment. If I'm not mistaken, DNA and or some type of evidence from the crime were actually at his parents' house. So did his dad drive up there, take his car, commit the murders of 4 young people that he probably never sees, and then come back and then frame his son? No, because then the DNA would have said it was a match for the dad, not for the dad's son. I don't know. I don't think that the DNA probably revealed anything much. I'm thinking that the 2 other male DNAs was probably like a boyfriend or someone that was there hooking up or whatever. But that's just my opinion based on nothing. As to why the court will overlook it and just go after this random criminology student who claims that he has no connection with these people, yet he has all of this evidence against him. I'm not buying it. I still think he's the prime suspect. I may have to, like I said, get the actual document, see prosecution's argument against it. What is the basis of not providing the actual, at least the results and who the results brought back? Maybe not how they came up with the DNA sequence, whatever you want to call it, but completely not giving it to them. I don't see how they're going to get away with it. But like I said, I'm not a criminal attorney, so I don't know what protections the FBI has against giving DNA data on a murder suspect versus like a national security issue. I guess you can argue people's DNAs are national security, but not really, because most people give it to them voluntarily through an independent company, unless 23andMe is owned by the government. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Not the DMs. Allegedly, he was sliding in DMs and leaving comments in hard eye. Maybe not hard eyes. Let me stop spreading rumors. See, that's how I get started. And Sparky2 says, dang, I gotta go 50 miles away to eat. For what? Nautica Riz says, wait, for sure it was BK's. I'm still unclear about that. Do y'all know? What are you referring to? You got to be specific with me because I get to my chats late. Deacon Fatal says, that is what I would be looking for. Nautica Riz says he licked it. I don't know. A lot of stuff is not adding up for me. That's the issue. Deacon Fatal says, okay, I kind of want to know what is going on with the initial investigation. I might be reading that wrong. Deacon Fatal says, no, the math isn't mathing. I don't think so. The math is not mathing. Street Rat Andrew says 5 degrees of separation at this point. Matt Vaughn says, I think they are questioning the method of how they link BK to the knife sheath, fruit of the poisonous tree. Okay. How they linked him to the sheath. Okay, fine. Let's say they did something sketchy. They'll link him to the sheath. The sheath also has his initials on it. If I'm not mistaken, the sheath also has his initials on it. And I'm pretty sure I'm not mistaken. So let's say they did some sketchy stuff to get to, the knife sheath. Why was his car on the video cameras driving in that area? Speeding away. Okay, let's say they did some sketchy stuff with the DNA. Sure. Don't think they did, but let's say they did. Why is his car there? Why is his phone turned off? Why is his phone pinging in that area 12 times prior? Like, I don't know. There's a lot against our prime suspect here. Deacon Fatal says to Nautical Risk, it just isn't splicing for me. And yes, I can put a lot of cases back to some dumb cartoon. Old news. Street Rat says NCIS already spilled that info. What info? Deacon Fatal says next Tuesday is July 4th. Oh, so maybe it was today. Did I miss something today? Probably. Well, maybe that was on the death penalty stuff. No, but they said that was yesterday. I don't know where we are. Sherry says, yes, deep dive. Yeah, I got to get my facts together to deep dive for real. See, Rat Andrew says, curious, but not deep dive worthy. Maybe not deep dive, but maybe keeping up with what's going on. Deacon Federal says, also, okay, I also want to know if there was any hair found. That is a good question. Under the nails, hairs, fingernails, scratches on BK, even though it's a month later. Were they superficial? Were there any deep scratches? I don't know. Everyone is impressed. Deacon Fiddle says, and thank you for keeping CC on. Yes, I don't speak clearly all the time, so I know it helps out a lot. Cheryl Reed is laughing. Deacon Fiddle says, okay, did he leave his car a block away? I think he left it pretty close, honestly. Summer Butterfly says, it was today at 1:30. Okay, so I didn't miss it. I didn't miss it. This is what happens when you have to plan the night before and then you work all day and then hop on stream as soon as you eat dinner. But yeah, that is what we have for the DNA stuff. Like I said, I probably want to pull some of the documents. Need to look in what happened today with Bryan Kohberger. What was that hearing even about? Kohberger case. Let's see what we got for today. 11 hours ago, the case against Bryan Kohberger. 27 minutes ago, they're talking about the FBI stuff. So we might have to jump on this tomorrow too. So let's see if we got some time. I didn't vet this. Well, I don't vet any of my articles first. I just blind react. Okay. Bryan Kohberger's lawyers say they need key FBI and police files related to Kohberger's cell phone records and white Hyundai Elantra due to high-end standards of the death penalty. I think the defense's argument is going to be that someone set him up. Someone had access to his car, his cell phone, his knife sheath. This is giving me a headache. I don't even know. Like, I mean, they're public defenders, so I guess they get paid regardless. Turn over the evidence. Idaho prosecutor says during discovery, they had already turned over 51 terabytes of file related to Kohberger. So look for it. We already gave you that stuff. Figure it out, defense attorneys. Defense attorneys represented Bryan Kohberger asked for, they could just keep repeating the same thing, arguing they need more information about how Kohberger was charged with the killings. They told you. They pinged his phone. They did a bunch of stuff. They gave you the evidence, allegedly. Captured by Court TV. Maybe we'll look at this on Thursday, but I can't go too deep into it for today because your girl is tired. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll watch the proceeding on Thursday. And then look at the motions too, because right now the articles are not doing it for me. It's a little off. It's not convincing me, and maybe they just don't have a case, so they're just throwing whatever they can throw, delaying the processes. I don't know, but yeah, I feels like they're throwing spaghetti at the wall for me. Deacon Fatal says, well, again, congratulations. I have found it hilarious that I am law enforcement and now I find myself learning more about how lawyers speak. Not sure that helps or hurts me in class. Either way, thank you. Thank you for always joining live and giving us great commentary. We appreciate you. Mountain Princess 207 says, I mean, he did want to commit the perfect crime. So if someone else did all that, it might actually work. Playing devil's advocate, not necessarily what I believe. Yeah, it would have to be a lot. Like someone, if his excuse is that someone set him up, someone would really have to hate him to steal his car or be his best friend and say, hey, bro, can I borrow your car? And then they go commit a murder on his behalf. And they also have bushy eyebrows like him. Like the bushy eyebrow thing sold it for me. It didn't sell it for me. I'm joking. But I don't know. Like somebody really has to hate you to do that to you if they set you up. So perfect crime. I guess you can argue that it was a setup, but there's a lot of allegations against him that I think are going to be pretty convincing, depending on how the prosecutor puts it forward. The prosecution team puts it forward at trial. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced on the there was no DNA in his car. He's a criminology student allegedly trying to commit the perfect crime. Right there with you, Mountain Princess. Sophia J says, now I am starting to believe that sidekick TikToker that got sued by the Idaho University professor. I don't think I ever watched it. I think I heard of it, and I don't think I know what it is. Dickie Fatal says, I've been asleep on my stream. I ghost type while sleeping, and it's a problem. Hope not. Nautical Risk says, saying media is make that coin with anything BK related. It's annoying. That's what it is. Okay, well, that's what it is. I don't know if they're just trying to buy time, if they really believe this nonsense, if they're, all you have to do is cast reasonable doubt. All you have to do is cast reasonable doubt, and that's what it looks like he's trying to do, whether he is the actual guilty one or not. It had some people going. It did have some people going. I don't know how many people it had going, but it did. Like I said, I'm going to try to find the document so that we can see what it actually says on Thursday. If not, we'll cover something fun and juicy. Maybe not juicy. There's some food cases that have come out that I think might be interesting. And some that make me sad because I drink the stuff. Oh, okay. But that is all for today. We hit 72 likes. Thank you, everyone that hit the like button. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you, everyone that joined me live to hear. If you're watching on the replay and you want to help us get to the 100 likes, please do hit the like button. If you have not already, and you made it all the way to the end, even if you don't like the Bree Hive, you made it all the way to the end, so do hit the like button. I shall be back on Thursday because the trial that I had scheduled is getting canceled. So I will not be doing, I would not be live streaming if I had a trial this week, but I had a trial scheduled for Thursday and Friday. It is going to settlement, so I'm super happy about that. So I will be here live streaming on Thursday, either about this case or something fun. If you guys know of any fun cases, please do not hesitate to comment and let me know what you want to hear next. Thank you so much for joining me live today. I hope everyone has a wonderful